Working in a consortium like Alliance2015 helps to create a common operational picture. It means that every single NGO has a great sort of forum to discuss ideas, to ensure that implementation is the best possible from all of our learned experiences. It also means that we have a wider reach. We manage to affect and help more people, because we can ensure that we don't overlap, and we are making sure that we go to as many communities as possible.
First of all, we have to say that this is one of the biggest projects we have here in Pakistan, and I guess in terms of NGO support, one of the biggest NGO projects funded by ECHO worldwide. As the flood happened, we practically mobilized ourselves, and our teams were on the ground with our partners, trying to assess and to gather as much information as possible in order to understand the scale of disaster. Some people are moving back to their places of origin, some people are still staying in areas of displacement. We have to understand where are the needs. It's one of the biggest disasters that ever happened in the world.
We ran away from our village with our children, and we had with us only the clothes we were wearing. We fled to Hyderabad, and now, as water has receded, we have come to our place of origin, but we are still in a miserable condition, and we are waiting for the next crop.
The reaction to the distribution is incredibly positive, because people have been living in such a high level of poverty, they've lost absolutely everything and they have no coping mechanisms. So the only inputs that they're receiving right now are humanitarian aid, and there are very few actors working in the area.
We do two designs of shelters. First, we build through the contractors the foundations out of the fire breaks and let the people build the walls.
Very often they give suggestions. We are saying, this is like, we need the rooms a bit higher. Listen, we have 7 family members. The rooms is only 4 meters on 4.5 meters. So we say, how can we manage? It's too big, it's too small. Can you decrease it a little bit?
Alliance2015 is working on many cash for work projects, and there's many different schemes. For example, digging irrigation channels for a community to help better serve the agricultural activities. They build these irrigation channels as a necessity to assist the agricultural activities. Within these projects, they employ local people who would already have a need for that kind of activity, and they give them a wage every day for unskilled labor, which also helps with the livelihoods of their family unit as a whole.
Involving women in cash for work is bringing them forward to empower them for long-term development. The women are mostly involved in handicrafts, embroidery work, and the ensuing work. So this will contribute at the greatest level, will contribute for their economic growth.
So here we are distributing goats to the female-headed families. We are giving them one goat each so that they can start their livelihood, because they lost their goats after this flood 2010, and they can get milk from their daily use from this one goat.
नहीं तो जानवर आजकल ना ठंड की वजह तो मरता है तो थानू भी इस चीज़ अच्छी तरह
I am a widow and I lost everything. I have received seeds and finally I can start farming again. But without my livestock, I don't know what to do.
The goats really can change somehow the livelihood of the people. We are always targeting households that used to base their livelihood on livestock. They lost their livestock because of a flood. And thanks to this project, we are somehow giving back a source of income.
So together with the women, we went to have so-called cooking classes, not because we think they can't cook, but to get an idea about nutritional value, because we found out during many assessments that there's a lack of nutrition in the communities and we want to improve the nutritional status.
And there are 20 to 25 women who are present here, and all women were interested and listening carefully.
The women are very receptive and very participatory when we have these kind of training sessions. We make sure that we ask a lot of questions, we get a lot of involvement. The aids that we use are very visual, and they also do a lot of practical demonstrations. So a lot of cards laminated showing people best practice, going in and showing them the process of washing the hands, making sure your hands are wet first, lathering up, getting into all of the areas and then drying them, and trying to maintain that process not only for them personally but for their family and the community they live in.
I'm very impressed with their strength to go on despite the situation, which is very dramatic for them in the last years.
Local staff are fantastic. They have a lot of integrity, a lot of ideas, a lot of motivation. For some of them, this is their actual community.
They are extremely happy, and also they show it very much to us, which also gives us a lot of strength to go on with what we do, even if it's not always so easy.
I am extremely optimistic about Alliance 2015 and the work that the NGOs involved in this consortium do. Yes.